100T's only played like one Knights Gauntlet series, and then, you know, Fury has only played a couple small events themselves leading into this qualifier, so not a whole lot to go off of as we see Stellar getting pushed a little bit here on this A lobby early on, and is actually forced back in the sewers.
Oh my goodness, is he ever? He's actually still on the run just due to the fact that ShotUp has continued to put pressure over towards sewer overall. Flash will be the defense mechanism for New York to try to hold on to this push up through B Tower, but honestly for 100 Thieves, even though you give up A presence, you win mid-map and you win B Tower. It's not bad overall.
Yeah, good wall off as well in the stairwell, so they can really just focus on splitting the site. But look at Fury inside, doing work with these pistols. 100T's having some trouble breaking through, but finally Asuna will land some key frags to get them into sight to try to play out this post-plant 3-on-3. Both players have won at very low health, so it's pretty even footing.
Here we go, though. New York already taking back B Tower, looking to threaten back over towards the rope itself. Instant trade comes out, but Dre is low. He will fall just up the shot up, and there's not much he can do with the double stack in front of him.
By just, you know, forcing the play into mailroom, getting into B Heaven, and just dropping in. Yeah, they met some resistance by Jason and your boy Dre, but they kept their wits about them and eventually traded their way into a even man count situation. Spike going down, and then Stellar and company just play off of each other really well on the spacing to...
And we'll keep an eye to see what Thieves want to do with this kind of extremity pressure with both their Sentinels. Cypher continuing to go back over towards A. Obviously, the Sage playing close towards B, but a different look here for New York. Getting aggressive, but this time through B main. And with this continual mid-focus, there has actually been an opportunity for Derek to make point of contact, and as he does, first blood will be collected.
Yeah, now Will starting to get some vent controls as well. Bang crosses in, catches your boy Dre before getting stunned. Neptune will use that, though, to come through and at least get one, but Asuna there for the trade, so 100 staying on top of really everything, all fronts being covered, and really no shocker, right? Nothing invested into that by Fury, so pretty much just
over towards A, but looks like they do maybe want to try to get over and maybe threaten this B main position a little bit earlier on. A couple of shoulders being tossed as ShotUp is the only real defender in the ballpark, and actually wants to maybe stay a little bit more aggressive, but as the Trailblazer comes out, that'll be enough to push ShotUp back into sight.
Yeah. Kind of just getting what they want, pressuring off that B lobby area. This is kind of a very classic comp from 100 Thieves, kind of old school with the Cypher playing solo on A side of the map. Obviously, that was like a big staple pretty early on in North America for this map. And then Sage obviously has always been kind of a in and out agent for a lot of different teams on Split. And as we see Asuna and Will taking that mid control, smoking off mailroom to focus up on vent side. So just kind of your standard default you would want on Split to get that mid control, threaten vents, threaten mailroom, keep all your options open, keep the defense guessing. So we have kind of a double A ramp set up here from Fury. And here comes that split, so they're going to have to kind of focus up on two different fronts. That's a great wall.
I love this wall. Yeah, Dre's going to be completely blocked out from the play. Going to try to collect with his teammate to make sure there is no lurk coming through A main. Obviously, that's the position that Stellar has been routinely holding. But now on the cross, though, Bang's so worried about what's inside the site, they forget to kind of clear out A ramps completely, and Asuna will just walk right in front of the same angle. Now Stellar wants a piece of the action, and maybe catching off a little bit more than he could hold, as he will be back down, and the defense has rotated beautifully.
Came up the ropes was to kind of block that off, but as they come into sight, they're having to clear under heaven. And Odorous and your boy Dre, you know, there's nothing blocking their vision. You know, 100 Thieves spent one of their smokes on the opposite side there by screens, as opposed to having something to block off Ramp's vision, and take 2-1 split to kick off the half, so you can get that early edge with this opening gun round.
And these battles on the outside continue to kind of just be a bit of a tug-of-war battleground for both teams. Nothing has changed setup-wise for 100 Thieves when it comes to how they want to make a play early on these outside areas, but the looks have definitely varied for New York Fury. That much is for sure. But the one thing they keep giving away, and it seems to be pretty predetermined, is the fact that this mid-vents area has just been open terrain for 100 Thieves to work with whenever they want.
Yeah, I mean, when you're giving up mid like this, you're having to guard mailroom, but you're always having to think about that A heaven threat as well. Now, they're going to have some utility to kind of somewhat keep tabs on that. And, you know, last round they elected to just play really forward on A ramps to kind of avoid that backstab pressure. This round, it's kind of similar. Odorous was kind of playing over towards ramp side, now crosses back over into heaven. Now we just see 100 Thieves quickly pivot. That's the advantage of having this early mid control. You have a lot of time to bounce back and forth, kind of throw these feints, and then commit to something together and keep the defense guessing on what your commitment's going to be.
Well, at the moment, it does look like New York is a bit more uncomfortable than the Thieves are at the moment, but I would say that with a bit of hesitation because ShotUp has actually cleared through B main and the defense is starting to rotate around that position back towards A. Odorous likely the first point of contact, just holding right above where Dre's position is. as he will be responsible for anything that comes over through ramps. Seekers are out. Flashes to try to help stall off this push, but not a lot of time on the clock, and they all line up right through the fault line. Oh, it's just absolutely well stacked for the Fury. That will likely turn into a 2-2 half here, or probably 2-2 through 4, I should say, as Derek and Stellar just don't really have much time nor room to work with.
And the timing just looked a little off there from 100 Thieves. Like, they have A Heaven control. They're coming through ramps. They send Seekers out. They have a pretty good idea that someone's either playing above or below the balcony, and in fact, aren't really able to get that flash they needed from like a guiding light or something to actually get out and try to take your boy Dre down. You could see that as they swung out, your boy Dre essentially goes unchecked because they're focused up top.
Assessment. See how
the game
things
plan's
move
there.
going
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah,
just the execution not quite.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And even with this, after the failed 4th round, there are still significant weapons being purchased here for 100 Thieves in round 5. So definitely a round that you could expect to at least keep competitive with, even though you do have 2 SMGs to kind of get yourself going. Once again,
I like how quick they're getting ropes. They're getting it so fast every round, but unfortunately, Will test the waters a little bit too much there. It does get caught, so just kind of map control gained and quickly lost, as well as personnel. Now having to just kind of focus on this B split, but Shot Up playing aggressive here, and a little bit of an off ankle from Jaesung could be tricky to deal with as they're focused potentially on a stairs player.
Oh, big 1v1 by Derek. And at the same moment, Asuna just kind of peeks over through Mail and is able to take down Jaesung. Opportunity for Neptune to try to trade, but only collects 1 of 2, which were still residing inside of Mail. So as B is going to be the target, Spike makes its way on. Defense trying to rotate to contest, but there is a numbers advantage here for 100 Thieves as they've gotten themselves to full rifles as well in the meantime.
Yeah, and they have plenty of times where they can't really get rattled on the Spike plan. Odorous, it's caught as Bang was covering there. Now it's just your boy Dre, been spotted, getting pushed from multiple fronts. Not really a way in unless he does something incredibly heroic.
Well, he knows where all of the 3 last players are, at least in some regard. Gets the first. 1 more player down low is at 1 HP. The big contestant here would be Stellar up top. Finds a look at him, but Stellar, for 100 Thieves, and as much as they're getting into vents for free, the same can be said about Shot Up defensively getting into B main in this position here.
No, that's very fair. It's kind of take what you can get, right? Like, if you know the attacking team is putting a lot of resources into getting mid control, threatening Mail, threatening vents, then take some real estate to kind of make up for the fact that you're losing middle. Kind of just the name of the game of split, but we're actually seeing aggressive defense here from your boy Dre inside the vent this time. He wants to contest this, but he's been smoked off. Trailblazer comes through as well. He does have the Tour de Force out. He's trying to bide his time. He's got some support as well from B Heaven, but this utility just kind of keeps pushing him back slowly but surely and keeps 100 Thieves in position.
Well, the interesting thing about this, yeah, I was going to say the paint shells has already backed them all down, and there is no information on if there is anybody else left over towards B main, because you know Shot Up has been in this position from before. So 100 Thieves are saying, well, if they're going to throw paint shells mid, let's take B main and see if we can maybe force our way in from the more traditional route. But look at
this flash.
Fury are already here. Flash is out, but it does not even need it. Will grab both. We're going to go right into Showstopper to try to follow up. And oh boy, he's actually got a player on site with him just over towards Ven. It's Jaesung. Will's got to be running low on the ability to use this bazooka, and Will just kind of let it extend over towards dirt. But Jaesung down low has the ADS up, doesn't see Will underneath, which will be good for his 3rd kill. Now it's a 2v3 retake needed for the Fury.
Yeah, smoke covering the default side, so Odorous will take around double stack. Stellar still playing inside. Mailroom is kind of cutting off that Heaven rotation here for your boy Dre, but your boy Dre still finds the mark, and now it's all on Bang down low and swung on by Odorous, and 100 Thieves did so many things right there with that entry into B lobby to get Spike down, but then just fell short on the post plant. Great fragging from Fury, stayed patient, found the duels they wanted, and won them, and that'll tie things up. Wow.
Dude,
I mean, look at this awkwardness.
Rate. Yeah, absolutely. But the refire rate of that Tour de Force was something different. Now, on to what is going to be kind of a weird scatter by with pistols with really just 1 rifle, which will drop to the ground there. Asuna will collect, but that opening peek not successful. The only thing you get here is the fact that you know Dre's operating.
Yeah, you know where his position is, but obviously he can easily teleport away. He will maintain that angle, though, on that close side as 100 Thieves now look to reroute to middle. Shot Up, though, playing the off angle on the opposing side. Gets his frag paint shells out as well to really just push 100 Thieves back. They can't really capitalize. This gives Mail space back to Fury. Boombot even committed to just further push 100 Thieves back. Burning lots of utility, but finally 100 Thieves will gain the ground they want, but still a man down.
Yeah,
it's 2 at this point.
It's 2 man down, yeah, and you only got 45 seconds really to make a play here. So really a bit crossed up, trying to make its play through B tower. Oh, the satchel even actually forces him in towards the trademark, but Bang still collects elimination. Neptune on the follow-up will collect one of the trades. Stellar still existing mid-map. No reason not to fight through this. Flash will be there, and trying to avoid it will be the end of him, as Neptune will capitalize and take this to a 4-3 count.
I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I would imagine he probably doesn't have that many reps on Breach in official matches. You know, don't know what's going on in practice, but obviously this is a guy that was really well known for probably one of his least played agents, I would have to imagine.
Flashes and smokes back over to mid. This time, though, Fury with a kind of more advanced position in towards vents, with Neptune residing in that area. And look at the utility stack right at the front door at Mailroom, too. I mean, defensively, this is an adjustment for Fury, and I think they've read this correctly, because honestly speaking, there really hasn't been any real significant show of force to be made if you're 100 Thieves.
Rolling Thunder to push back mid. Now they're also coming out with the showstopper. Shot up, connects with 2 off of that combination. Oh, gets caught in the paranoia, tries to escape, doesn't, but Jae-Sung there for coverage from the vents, and 100 Thieves have been run through the blender of middle. Holy.
Very dicey opening 30 seconds, you have to feel like.
Oh, good work there from Will, though. Immediately forces the operator back, but Odorous is there to collect from underneath Heaven, and no one was really there for the follow-up. Now they caged across A ramps, trying to fight their way up with these now just sheriffs.
Oh, Neptune wants to challenge. Knife will come through, fragment to follow. That'll slow things up, but that's a lot of utility pulled out of this, but doesn't even matter. No, it doesn't, unfortunately. It'll be a Prime Gaming flawless for Fury.
Didn't really have too much firepower to bring to the table onto that one, and just got broken up in some of these peaks. Fury doing a great job, just kind of